Welcome back as we continue this conversation with National FFA officers. I'm Susan Littlefield with the American Ag Network. I'm excited because Jael Cruikshank joins us now. She is the Western Region Vice President for the National FFA organization, hailing from the great state of Oregon. And as we talked before this interview, it is a small world because I know where you grew up and I have family in that area. So I think that's where I want to start. FFA, no matter where you're at, is a family, and you're going to gain
Yes.
friendships and ties that'll stay with you throughout your time in the organization and beyond.
hmm Yeah, I love that part of FFA, and honestly, it's so cool to through connections that I made through state office and national office and all that. It's so cool to travel to any state in the U.S. practically and be able to have someone that you can contact or just go have a meal with, or just even stay at their house. But just to have those connections all over the country is something that's so unique to FFA, and it's something that I hope to take advantage of this year and just to meet those people this year.
So let's talk a little bit, Jael, about your journey in this blue corduroy jacket and how it all got started.
I like to say my journey in FFA started through before my time in the Blue Jacket, but I actually wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Blue Jacket. And so, back in the 1900s, my dad was the retiring state president of the Oregon FFA Association, and so his job, it was the last session, was to welcome the newly elected team onto the stage. The Chicago Bulls song was playing, lights were flashing everywhere, and as he was doing this, he was supposed to say congratulations, hug them, send them backstage. But when the state reporter walked on stage, he thought he just saw the most pretty girl he had ever seen. And
Oh,
so his words slipped a little bit. And instead of saying congratulations, he accidentally said, I love you. And that's how my parents started dating. And so now I like to look back and just be like, I wouldn't even be here because of FFA. And I think the cool thing about it is how it brings people together, since my parents wouldn't have met, but I know so many other relationships and friendships wouldn't have even been started if it wasn't for FFA, and just so cool to have the community where you can go see people from all across the country.
so tell me, what gave you the passion and desire to run for national office? I mean, obviously you completed it from a state level, but to move up to that next tier.
It was honestly something that I never would have imagined. During my state officer year, I was always like, no, I don't think I'm going to run for national office. And I was just really happy being present where I was as a state officer and seeing those opportunities to serve where I was at. And so I was content with that. But then it was a little bit like a week after I retired as a state officer, and I just felt like I had the opportunity to serve more, and I was willing to put my name in there. And if I wasn't chosen, that was totally fine. I would continue to serve wherever I was at. And currently that's here in my community in Stillwater. But I also knew if I had the opportunity to serve as a national officer and FFA members across the country, that's something that I would also love to do. And so it took a lot of consideration, and I never would have expected to be here, but I'm so thankful that I get to continue to serve where I'm at, with the people around me and FFA members, hopefully this year, and continue to support past.
So that moment, you guys are all lined up. You'd already found out, you'd gotten that letter that said, congratulations, you've moved on to the final round. Talk to us. What was that like standing there amongst all your other fellow friends that were also candidates?
The advancement night, I've always said, is my least favorite night of convention because no matter what happens, you're going to be sad because there's going to be people who don't make the advancement that you would have loved to. And there's your friends that you've built relationships with throughout the past couple months, and you know that they've worked hard, you know, their heart and their service mindset. And so it's really hard to see that night. But at the same time, it's really important just to be excited for the future of the organization. And we know that there are still always candidates that are continuing to pour their heart and soul. And I'm so thankful to meet the other candidates this year. But I think the moment that meant the most to me is, I'm not a super emotional, outwardly crying person. But when I got into how we do it in Oregon, we just got to kind of get in a circle, and then I stand in the middle of the circle and open a letter. It was the support that I had around me. It was the people that have poured into me my entire life. It was my family, my state staff, my mentors. All of them were there to support me in that moment. And it's the moments when those people are there that it hits me the hardest. And so I just started crying, and I was just, before I even knew what was in the letter, I was just super excited because I knew that I wouldn't be the person I am without those people. And I want to continue just to be thankful for them throughout this year and not forget that I always have support in my corner.
So well put. And I did not know that side of it happened when you guys find out if you're advancing on or not.
Yes, it's a very emotional night. Gets you a little bit drained before the interviews bright and early the next morning. I was in the first flight of interviews the next morning, so it's a quick turnaround, but definitely a sweet moment.
And when you heard from the state of Oregon and that chance to run up onto stage.
Yeah, it was incredible. I still it's a little bit of a blur. I don't fully remember what happened running on the stage. I just heard from the state of Oregon. I just started sprinting, which might not have been the wisest choice. People said they almost thought I was going to trip for a second, which luckily I didn't. All my heels stayed on, but that was just a full blur. And it's but I'm just so thankful for my teammates there on stage that I had full confidence that no matter who was on there, like they would serve National FFA well. And so I was just so thankful that my name was called. And I'm just so excited. And it was just amazing to look out into the audience and see those people who had supported me out there, and also new teammates, and just the exciting year ahead for us.
What are you, Jael? What are you looking forward to when you look at this next year?
I think I'm most excited for the member interactions that are going to come with this year. I'm someone who really loves just like those good, deep one-on-one conversations. And so I'm excited to see where I can get those with members this year, whether that's at a state convention or workshops or whatever that is. I really want to listen to members' stories this year and hear how they made it to where they're at and their unique stories, since I think that's something so cool that FFA has a variety of different people in FFA. And so, how can I just learn from those people and have them encourage me to grow and become a better person? Because I know that those people are going to be the people I get to learn from this year. And so, I'm so excited just for those good conversations with good listening to those stories.
So you mentioned you're in Stillwater in
Mhm.
college, finishing up this semester. Tell me a little bit, what are you studying? And obviously trying to scramble, I'm sure, to get exams done and everything else.
Yes, I'm super thankful for Oklahoma State University and the Ferguson College of Ag, since they've been willing to work with me so well during this time, knowing that I have to have all my classes finished up by Thanksgiving. So I'm missing dead week and finals week, which is not the easiest to do, but all my professors have been super flexible with working with me on figuring out how to finish my classes for this semester. But I'm studying ag business, and so I'm currently a senior and I just have one semester left. So I'm excited to come back to OSU for spring of 2027 to finish up that degree, and then ultimately see what doors are opened for what's next past that. I'm not completely sure, but I'm hoping that this year kind of solidifies that a little bit for me.
Would you mind walking through the process once you guys go back to Indianapolis after Thanksgiving? What are some things that you guys will be doing to prep for this next year?
Yeah, the training that we'll go to right after Thanksgiving is actually like the most, it's where we're going to develop all of our speeches, our keynotes, and our workshops. And so it's going to be full throttle, a lot of writing, a lot of practicing. And so I'm really excited to get back to Indianapolis, figure out a little bit where we'll be stationed and be in the office and get to meet that national staff and the board of directors and all those people over in Indy. But I'm really excited just to start getting like our ideas and kind of figure out the impact that we want to leave through those keynotes and those workshops, and something that will ultimately stick with those students. And so I'm really excited to develop that, but also see what my teammates develop, since I'm really excited to see the ideas that they bring to the table. And so lots of training, lots of practices until Christmas break. We have a few days off, but I know it's just going to be trying to get prepped on all sides of things to make sure that we're ready to go and have those member interactions that I'm so excited for.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time to talk to us and look forward to the conversations over the next year.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was great talking to you, and I look forward to more.
Jael Cruikshank joins us. She is the Western Region National FFA Vice President. Out of the state of Oregon, I'm Susan Littlefield reporting.